Oh yeah, okay. How's it going? My name is Malik, otherwise known by my artist name, Xanubis. Um, I make music, man. I just be messing around with sounds, trying to get the best sound I could possibly conceive in my skull. I started making music. Well, okay, music's always been a constant in my life. When I was like 6 years old, my mom put me into like piano classes, and I hated it because my hands were hella small, and it would be frustrating for me to like stretch my hands out for the keys. But I stuck with it for a second, you know, did some recitals, and when I was 10, I played the drums for the church, took drum classes, and I would sing for the church. And one time I was singing Our God is Greater, Our God is Stronger, God you're higher than any other, that song. My balls dropped while I was singing that shit, and then they were like, yo, you can't sing for us no more, man, like just stick to the drums. And then middle school came along, I got into poetry class just cause I was a bad kid, bro. Like I was smoking weed in the 7th grade, and like because of that, the principal found out I was like distributing weed to kids, like selling weeds to the other students, because of this one girl, she snitched, and now she smokes weed like it's cool. But anyways, that's besides the point. I was in a poetry class because of my delinquency, and my poetry teacher, Sandy Vasquez, she said like she believed in me and shit like that, and said what I had read was really good. From that moment, I didn't have an idea that I could do shit like that. No one ever really told me shit like that growing up. So hearing that made me be like, oh shit, I could do this. And then, 15 years old, picture you're 15 and you hate life, you hate everybody, you feel ostracized from the world, and you also feel like there's no point to living, and so everything becomes a little obsolete, gray, bleak, and sad and sorrowful. I was in that position as a 15-year-old, and I questioned everything, everyone, didn't fuck with people, bro, and I wanted to die. Every Sunday I went to church, I prayed to God and was like, bro, take me off this planet. There's no point in me being here, there's no point to any of this. And I got my wish, bro. A week before my 16th birthday, my boy gave me a bottle of Hennessy, telling me that he wasn't gonna be around for my birthday, and also telling me that, you know, he's like, hey, just drink this to yourself. This is from me to you, man, because I care about you. Me being the self-destructive 15-year-old that I was, I drank that shit all to the face. Fucking the next day comes, and the first week of January at my high school, Gateway High School, the first week of January is like this thing called Project Week, and like essentially you get to do whatever project it is you're into. You could be a gardener, you could do screen printing. I was in making the band my sophomore year, and I was actually the lead vocalist. And so it's kind of ironic that I overdosed and took Xanax pills that morning with my homie and just OD'd at school, and collapsed on the floor of the hallway, got put on a stretcher. My heart stopped. I was dead for like 6 minutes, bro. And everything that I'm relaying is just what people had told me what happened, because when you're on Xanax, you don't remember that shit. And just people telling me like, yeah, I got the bag of Xanax and I just kind of kept popping them, and then got into the ICU, bro, collapsed in the hallway, and was gone. My mom came to the ICU. She brought half of the church with her. They started praying for me and shit like that, bro. And when I came back, the only thing I remembered from the other side is just complete pitch darkness, bro. I didn't see anything, didn't see no light at the end of the tunnel, bro. But I did hear my uncle, and my uncle's voice was very strong in my ear. He said, get up. Like, that's all I heard was him telling me to get up. And that's kind of initiated me. I woke up, I was in the ICU. I ripped the IVs out my arms because it felt like I was in The Walking Dead, like that first episode. I was like, oh shit, like where the fuck am I? My mom is probably worried sick about me. Let me just figure out where she is, you know what I'm saying? So I ripped the IVs out of my arms, and I tried to get off of the IC, like the bed, and they put a catheter in me. And if you don't know what that is, you should just search it up. But like, yeah, yeah,
I don't have one, but hey.
Yeah, they put a catheter in me, and I was like, okay, I'm not taking that out. So I just kind of stuck onto the bed. Nurse came in, she was like, yo, what the hell? And this all ties back to who I am, Xanubis, right? Because you take the thing, the prefix is Xanax, that shit put me in the afterlife, gone for 6 minutes, right? And then Anubis is the Egyptian god of the afterlife and embalmment, and I have Egyptian heritage. I'm Egyptian and Indonesian, and so those things right there created this this title, this rank, right? Because I want to embalm myself here on the planet through either my music or how I live or whatever philosophy that fucking you can learn from my life and all that jazz. Embalmment, the art of mummification, preserving the life long after death. I think that's hella important, bro, because everybody on this planet was born with a gift. You know, every stranger that you meet, even the people that you don't like, they were born with a gift and it's in them. The problem is society has indoctrinated and brainwashed a lot of minds to think either you don't have a gift or you're missing out, bro. Like that, you never had one, you know, and people convince themselves that kind of shit, like, oh, it's too late for me. Like, it's never too late while you're still alive. And just remember that everybody has a gift. All you're here to do is give your gift to the world. Once you start living in your gifts, you know, and like practicing them daily, showing them to people, giving value to motherfuckers, bro, the universe literally opens up doors for you. And so me now, I'm 7-8 years into this music shit, bro. I still just consider myself a friendly neighborhood rapper, bro. Like, I don't want any clout, bro. I don't want that fame shit, bro. If anything, I want money so I could put my family on, bro, you know what I'm saying, and fucking build some houses out here that motherfuckers can stay in, type shit like that. I mean, the housing problem out here in the city is terrible, bro. And I don't know, just try to get a key to the city, feel me? Because that sounds cool to me, bro. I'll live out my dreams of being a real life superhero. Man, my earliest memory, bro, was kicking it at my boy's house in the Fillmore and like having my laptop and just having this cracked downloaded version of Logic on it and just kind of like fucking around and recording some terrible songs on YouTube beats. And it was just bad. We were just getting high, ditched class, and just was recording at my boy's crib. And yeah, it was terrible. It was terrible songs, bro. Terrible records. But that would be my earliest, like, really like labbing it up, right? And being like, yo, I'm about to record this record now. I hate labels, man. I really don't think I fall under any because I do a lot of different things. But the easiest genre to box it under would probably be like alternative hip hop. I definitely take a lot of inspiration from R&B. I love R&B records. My top 3 artists are fucking Usher, Daft Punk, and Foster the People. Those are my 3. And then that will like literally spread down into like other motherfuckers, right? Like I love Kid Cudi. I love Pierce the Veil. I love Misfits, bruh. Huge fan of Tame Impala. They're fucking gas. Like psychedelic rock, I'd say I probably take a lot from psychedelic rock and a lot of from R&B and like electronic synth music. Throwing those all together with like super backpack like raps, you know, like MF Doom or like on some like J. Cole shit, you know what I'm saying? Imagine Kid Cudi rapping on a fucking Daft Punk beat and then there's like Usher vocals in the background. That's like usually what most of my songs sound like, probably. Yeah, man, Chameleon Vintage, man, this is the spot, bro. This is definitely where you want to come and get your Japanese designer vintage. Work the shop with the bro Cho right there, man. He runs SOS with the homie Axel, man. And over here at Chameleon, man, it's always good vibes, man. I think we got the best prices in the entire district, to be honest with you.
I feel it. I come here very often.
Yeah, I would say that's like the best. Like we got the best prices, man. So I got a funny story for you guys. 2 years ago, I was sitting in a car with my homie Kakashi Kenzo. He runs a brand called Digi San Francisco. And we're sitting in a car together, we're smoking a blunt or whatever. And he tells me, he says, Malik, you know, Zan, you got this, bro. Like, you got the look, you got the personality, you got the music, you got the performing chops, the skills, but you got no drip. And when he told me this, I was pretty heartbroken, bro, because like, imagine you're getting like built up, but he's being real with me, right? So and me as an individual, I have one mouth and 2 ears, you know, take heed to this advice, you know, always listen to what people are saying, regardless of what your thoughts want them to be. look at it for what it really is. And what it really was at that moment was he was looking out for me and my evolution, and what he saw was next up for me, right? Because at the time, all I was wearing was fucking Dickies and some Vans and a flannel and a tank top. You feel me? That was my fit, bro. You know what I'm saying? But like I was just wearing bullshit, just shit that was comfortable, like you could like skate in, just cozy clothes, right? Is like I'd call them. And then he told me that shit, and then fortunately enough, God put angels in my life. Shout out Soichiro. You know, people like Cairo, people like I mean Ken himself, you know what I'm saying? And I got brought around Chameleon, right? And it was almost like God was looking out for me and like knew like, yes, this was the next step for you, because what Ken had told me was, what you really gotta do, bro, just mix the designer with what the fuck you're wearing now, right? The shit that you always wear, right? So that motherfuckers can digest you. And so I guess where fashion connects with hip hop is just the digestibility. It's almost like it's like a cafeteria with inside jokes, right? Like when you're in the hip hop web, when you're in the fashion web, there's a lot of insider like knowledge that you wouldn't know when you're just getting into it, but when you've been in it for a while, you're extremely acute with the facts and the details and what you need to know and what's in right now, what's not in right now, like that kind of jazz, right? And obviously it's like a statement for like the time and what everybody's doing at that moment. And so I guess for me now, I just use designer to like not emulate or emphasize a certain aspect of my music, but just to, I guess, I don't know, feel like that nigga. I mean, like, there's nothing else. I can't really, like, I don't care about money, you know what I'm saying? I don't care about clout and that shit. So it's like, why would a nigga like me give a fuck about designer? And I guess, I don't know, peer pressure, bro? Maybe just wanting to be more digestible, or perhaps it's a mix of, like, just shit that I like. For example, I'm a huge fan of Beams Japan. Like, I really love their pieces, and I didn't even know what the fuck Beams Japan was until I started working at Chameleon. And I know that I like it because every time my boss comes in with clothes, he'll just show them to me, be like, yo, bro, check this out or whatever. I'll be tagging it up, and I'll be like, damn, this shit is fire. And every time I go to look at it, it says Beams. So I'm like, oh, damn. I must just like what the fuck they're putting out type shit. So I don't know. I don't even know if I answered your question, bro. I feel like I was just rambling right now, bro.
Oh shit. Here it comes.
All right, bro. So if I was to relate to like a character, I'll be honest, bro. There's a couple, bro. But I'll leave you with Yuji Tadori off Jujutsu Kaisen, because that kid, he's just slightly built different, you know what I'm saying? He's a little dumb in the head to most people, but like, he's a quick learner. He's a quick learner, and every time that suffering happens to him, it makes him stronger. And I feel like for me in my life, bro, all the tasks and fucking trials, tribulations, all that shit, every time that shit kept coming, bro, I felt like I just got stronger through it, you know what I'm saying? Like, and so his resistance and resiliency and being able to like fight against the odds and to keep faith in himself, and I'll put it like this, Yuji is the type of guy, when he gets to like the home platter, like the home base, he's gonna try to hit a home run, you know what I'm saying? He's not gonna like doubt himself or be like, damn, like I'm a bunted, like nah, he's gonna try to hit the home run, bro. And that's how I feel, bro, with life, you feel me? And just pushing forward, man. Or Shoto Todoroki off My Hero Academia. And I wasn't big on My Hero Academia. One of my homegirls, her name was Aaliyah. She kind of like threw me towards that shit, and she told me, she was like, I think you're Todoroki, right? And I was like, I don't know. I mean, he's cool, fire and ice. I guess that's cool or all. I don't know what she saw in me to think that. But then I looked at the wiki for My Hero Academia. We got the same birthday, right? January 11th. And the same blood type. And then I started watching the show off of that strength of knowing we got the same blood type and birthday. And his brother Dobby was fucking him up. My uncle, while I was growing up, my uncle was my biggest tormentor, bruh. And my dad was abusive, just like Endeavor, so fuck that nigga. But Dobby was like, Dobby got the same birthday as my uncle. And so like, when I see their dynamic, how Dobby is and like how he be fucking up Todoroki. I'm like, damn, that's exactly like my childhood. That's crazy. And so I'd say either one of those two, or my nigga Rengoku, bro. Rengoku. Video game characters, Cloud Strife, just because of the sword. Yeah, that's about it. Yes, manifesting is real. Check this out. Your thoughts.
Hey, manifest me a dinner.
All right, manifest you a dinner, bro.
Yeah, watch. I'll get one down here. Watch.
I'm already knowing, bro. Check this out. Our thoughts crystallize into habits, and our habits create our circumstances. Your reality is formed by the lenses of your thoughts, right? So if my thoughts are pure and energetic and I have a good idea of the goals that I want and I think about them every single day type shit, I'm gonna have a habit that helps make that thought a reality, and that habit is gonna be what forms and crystallizes reality around me to be what my thoughts want reality to be. So thoughts crystallize into habits, habits create circumstances. You cannot change your circumstances because that's what's happening around you, but inadvertently you can by changing your thoughts. Nikola Tesla had this, I mean, he knew a lot about the frequency and the nature of this world and this dimension. And he said that the numbers 3, 6, and 9 are very pivotal to the math and the calculations of every single atom, every single particle, the Fibonacci sequence, how things are built, how things are constructed in this realm, right? And so if you wanted to take this advice, right, write down one sentence that you want to happen. It could be, I want to quit smoking. It could be, I want $1 million in my bank account, right? Whatever it is that you want to happen, write it down 3 times in the morning, 6 times in the evening, and 9 times at night. Write this down in a journal, right? And watch as opportunities in life starts to mold, bro. It's all up to you in your head, bro. It's mind over matter in this world, and everybody is lost to psychological warfare, constantly drifting and dying while they're still alive. A lot of people are dead while they're still breathing, and it's scary, man. And so you don't want to get caught up in that shit, bro. And the best way to not get caught up in that shit is to think for yourself. Your thoughts may be far from reality, so always have the real world to kind of like emphasize, okay, maybe I'm tweaking right now. Maybe this girl isn't not fucking with me, it's just how my mind wants to receive it. Or maybe like I'm trying to think of examples I can't, but like just to know that your thoughts dictate reality, bro, is hella important, bro. You don't want to ever, like, that voice in your head that tells you you can't do this, that you'll never make it, you'll never have all the dreams you want come true. That voice in your head that tells you those things is not your voice. Like, that's something you've inherited and adopted from other people who share those same voices and have those beliefs. You can't let that shit interfere with what you got going on and what you know you can do, right? Because at the end of the day, you have all the trials and tribulations from your past to show you, a track record to show you that that shit in front of you is nothing compared to all that. But your voice will and your thoughts will have you think otherwise. So it's like, be very wary of that shit, man. Manifestation is real and it's very dangerous. So it's like, make sure you're in tune and in line with yourself. Like, make sure you're manifesting something. Damn.
In the crevices.
So make sure you're manifesting some shit out of like the pureness of like your gut. You know what I'm saying? Like, guy like me, I got habits I need to break. So take everything I say with a grain of salt. Don't take what I'm telling you as true until you see it for yourself, because I'm still figuring this shit out, bro. I know that there's some magic here, bro. Like, life isn't all what we think it is, man. Like, it's a lot nuttier than that, bro.
Trying to say don't miss me. Got the receipts in my pockets like a Carfax. Little bitch want run, but it's all back. I never seen something burn down so fast. Detached from the moments that we once had. Feel the pain in your stomach like you want fast. So don't you ever try to say don't miss me.